going on, Falcon fans? It's your Kondo coming back at you with another video. So, guys, first day of pass, day 5 of training camp. We're going to get into it, talk about what we heard from training camp today from everybody on site. So, guys, if you have not already, go ahead. Please subscribe to this channel. Please hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys out here I talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So guys, like I said, first day of pads. Kind of shorter day today because they want to be smart, like I mentioned, and they want to start ramping back up. So I think it was just a 90-day practice today, but the guys still got good work in. And when you talk about pads and get into pads, that's where we start talking about the line of scrimmage, right? You want to see the one-on-ones. We got to see a little one-on-ones from snippet from the all the guys who's reporting on the team that was out there. But that's what you want to see, the one-on-ones, definitely with the offensive line and the defensive line going at it, making each other better. They're doing it smartly and things like that. Biggest thing though, what you really want to see is the run game. How does it looks, right? From an offensive standpoint and a defensive standpoint. From an offensive standpoint, can you create those holes and get your scheme down and your combination blocks and things like that? You want to be able to see if your running backs can get those holes and be able to hit them like they need to, right? And from the defensive standpoint, you want to see the run fits on the defense. You want to see if the linebackers are filling the holes that they need to be. At the defensive front, creating the penetrations and not getting pushed back. And then the linebackers eat like they need to eat, right? Those are things that you want to hear. And from what the reporter was saying that the run game was really tough to come by from an offensive standpoint because those linebackers was coming in and filling those holes, which means that if that's the case, the defensive line was doing their job because they was freeing up the linebackers to come in and make those runs, right? I think it was reported that was only one long run today, about 10 yards, and that was Bijan, of course. But that's what you want to hear. First day of pads, those guys getting the work in the run game, like I said, defensively and offensively, and that's what really when you get into pass, right? Because they can stop pedicate, tip tap, and things like that. They can actually put the techniques together and actually get the hit the pass hit. That's what you want to hear. So from first day of pads, good sign, good reporting. One-on-ones, you getting good news out of guys that's doing great in one-on-ones, and then you hear about the run game as well from an offensive standpoint and a defensive standpoint going as it should be. Listen to Arthur Smith. He still like what he's seeing, the progress of the team. Like I said, just 5 days into camp. Pretty much what you want to see. Everybody's still talking positive. Everybody's still deep in the competition across the board. That's what you got to see. The one-on-ones just going to create the more competition that you need to see. And and eventually these guys actually get to go against another team here with the Miami Dolphins later on in this training camp. So that's going to be really good to get a different kind of competition and kind of gauge where you're at from an offensive and defensive standpoint. So those are good, right? So that's really what we kind of got out of the day, first day of pads. Just getting back into the swing of things. Like I said, a little shorter day, but you want to start hitting those pass hits, and you want to get those good one-on-one competitions going, and looking at the run game in its entirety, right? Another report coming out, Desmond Ridder had another good day today. I think they reported he only had one incompletion, and I think a lot of people saw that completion. It looks like it was a little bit behind Kyle Pitts, but he still could have caught that pass. That's the chemistry that those guys definitely need to be working on. But he continued to progress, develop, and you love to hear things like another good day, good solid day from our young quarterback. That's what we want to hear, day in and day out. The more days he's able to stack, the more reps that he's able to get, the more comfortable he's going to get in this offense, the more comfortable he's going to get with his fellow teammates and receivers and pass catchers and things like that. So those are all good signs when you hear that reporting coming out. Kyle Pitts had his first day today on 11-on-11, so those are good signs as well. Getting back up, ramping up. The first four days he really pretty much wasn't allowed to do those kind of things. So they doing it smartly with him as well, ramping him up little by little. Probably got him on the snap count right now. So, but the good sign of him getting 11-on-11s means that he's getting closer and closer to being a full participant in training camp. It'll be interesting to see how much preseason they allow Kyle Pitts to play, but the more practice he get with Desmond Ridder, the more time they get, the more chemistry they can develop before the season start, will really be a good thing for Kyle Pitts, Desmond Ridder, and the Atlanta Falcons offense as a whole. All right. The biggest takeaway that we want to take away from the first 5 days is this year's rookie class has really been doing a really good job, getting acclimated to the NFL for foremost, and then getting acclimated to the Atlanta Falcons team. They've really been making plays and making a name for themselves. Of course, we talked about Clark Phillips, the things he continued to do, to have splash plays day in and day out, just to let you know that he belongs in the NFL for one thing, but telling the Atlanta Falcons that he deserves some playing time this season, even though he is a rookie. Guys like Xavier Malone keep flashing, showing that speed, making big plays as well. Bergeron, he had to come in for Matt Hennessy. Seeing some snaps he's taking 1-on-1. Actually had a pretty good 1-on-1 against Taquan Graham. He did mention, though, welcome to the NFL moment, going up against Yada, things like that. That's what you want to hear. Good, competition, iron sharpening iron, going up against those guys for Matthew Bergeron, especially if he have to end up being that day one starter. So the more reps he get, of course, he was transitioning from left tackle to left guard. So this really going to be a tough transition for him, but that's what he needs. The more snaps he get, the more reps he get, especially going up against guys like Grady and Yada, would definitely benefit him. We saw Zach Harrison just pretty much destroy Tyler Vrabel on a 1-on-1, but he is another guy that has been making splash play all throughout the first 5 days. Continue to develop. He might have a bigger role this year than some people might have expected because of the way he's been developing so far for these Atlanta Falcons. But that is good to hear about a guy like Zach Harrison, really highly touted coming out of high school. Didn't have the major career like the guys before him that came out of Ohio State, like the Bosa brothers and things like that. But some guys develop a little bit slower, and look like Zach Harrison, just right situation coming in, with these wily veterans that he got. A guy like Ryan Nielsen, who's really honed in on techniques and doing all the little things. So Zach Harrison is definitely a guy that's had a really good camp so far. And then last but not least, of course, Bijan Robinson continue to shine. I think he's just going at what people thought he was going to be. No surprises there. If you listen to him talk about how he's trying to set up his run blocks, just an intelligent young man, going to figure this thing out really fast, and it's going to be as advertised the way it look, and probably even more because the way they're going to utilize him with the Atlanta Falcons out of the pass game, finding those mismatches and things like that. And just by him sometime being on the field could be a decoy to open up the offense for other guys as well. So Bijan Robinson continue to do the things that he need to do. But guys, that's all I have today. Day 5 training camp, first day of packs. Of course, they're going to ramp up throughout the rest of the week, and hopefully we get more good reporting and updates from the guys that's there, on a daily basis, reporting the good things that we're hearing out the Atlanta Falcon training camp. This is your boy Ricondo come back at you with another video. Peace.